Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be reacting to the business behind Kurzgesagt. Maybe someday I'll not pronounce the name properly. Um, the reason I picked this video was that on the thumbnail it says something about like let's talk money, and that just piqued my interest. I'm like, okay, and it's a more recent video, so I was like, okay, let us talk money. Let's see what insights they have for us on the subject of money and business. I'm not home currently, trying to take things a little bit easier. And seeing as I don't have my usual props, I decided to improvise. Give me 1 second. I have them right here. So, I take you guys really seriously. Gotta get the scarf in just so you know I'm not just in my pajamas. Okay, 1 second. Just roll that up. Yeah. 1 second, let me get the gloves. Right here. Whew. So we mean business right now. Get the gloves on. This is so dumb. Anyway, let's start the video. First, let me give you an opportunity. Okay, now let's start the video. Kurzgesagt, the business behind Kurzgesagt. Let's go right now.
In 2023, Kurzgesagt has existed for 10 years.
Wow.
Insanely long in internet years.
That's,
We're among the largest
good work
sciencey
ethic.
channels on YouTube and still a bit of a black box to people. So let's talk about ourselves a bit in 3 parts. Our backstory, how we finance our work, and the values of Kurzgesagt. Let's jump back to a more innocent time. From humble beginnings to today. Kurzgesagt's foundation was laid when Philip, our founder, dropped out of high school as a teenager. Learning seemed daft and useless, and he wasn't interested in anything. Until a very special teacher at a school for dropouts grabbed him by the neck. The way she taught was different. She talked about connections and the big picture. She told a story. For the first time ever, Philip wanted to learn more without being forced. It was a key life experience. Kurzgesagt tries to recreate this experience for you. Nothing is boring if you tell a good story, and we try to tell these stories to spark excitement and make you want to go on and learn more.
And I don't want us to like downplay. This looks ridiculous. Sorry, I can see myself in the camera. I don't want us to downplay like what they just said, like the impacts of like learning in a way that actually works for you. True story. I was terrible at chemistry. My first chemistry classes, it wasn't going well for me. It's just boring. It's like, okay, atoms and whatnot. I wasn't very good at maths, guys. And then, lo and behold, I moved to a new school, and then I was taking a chemistry class. And shout out to Mr. Reed. He is an awesome teacher. Like, he made me like chemistry. The way he talked about the origin of the atoms and how like we all have basically on the atomic level the same makeup as things that can be found in stars and supernovas, and that really got me like interested in science and how elements mix with each other to form every other thing we have that exists. So maybe we'll talk more about that in a separate video. But yeah, that's you don't know what you don't know until you learn it the way that works for you. Bars.
Because of the one teacher that could do this, Philip got a high school degree, studied history and design, and eventually started Kurzgesagt as a passion project inspired by Crash Course World History.
Perhaps in 10 years time, we don't know what this channel will be. Maybe I'll look like less ridiculous and be less awkward in front of the camera. And you guys will be there to say, yeah, we knew him when he started, a decade ago. Like and subscribe. So in 10 years time, you can let me know that you were here from the beginning.
In 2012, YouTube was less commercial and more idealistic. You couldn't make a living with videos as involved as ours, and that was fine. The goal was creative freedom, and so for the first few years, it actually cost money to make Kurzgesagt. We had no outside funding, just intrinsic motivation and a few friends from university. We worked for clients during the day and on Kurzgesagt at night, 80 to 100 hours a week. It was a real struggle, but also very rewarding. But then Patreon launched, sponsorship started, our views increased, YouTube changed. In 2015, the channel began to break even and then to earn a profit. But we were pretty burned out at this point, so we decided to bring in more friends and hire the first team members full-time, creating a legal entity. More people meant that we could stop overworking, do more, and improve. But we also needed to earn more. The livelihood of real humans depended upon it. None of us had any experience in running a company. We didn't plan to become big or to grow, it sort of just happened. A decade later, Kurzgesagt is not a small project anymore. We are an animation studio with offices in Munich and Berlin. We need computers, monitors, tablets, desks, coffee, contracts, pay licenses, taxes, rent, and insurance.
Sorry, the coffee part just reminded me of when I was in college. I remember what my teacher did for like motion graphics and video editing. So my teacher at the time, he said something like, when you find a job and they're giving you the tour of the office, if they don't have a decent espresso machine or coffee maker, or if it's broken, don't take the job. Then if you take the job, they're probably gonna like downsize pretty soon and cut you off. So don't judge a book by its cover, but judge a job by their coffee machine or espresso machine. Pro tip.
In 2023, our team consists of over 60 employees and a lot of freelancers around the world. Salaries alone cost millions of dollars a year just to stay around. This creates an interesting problem. With such high production costs, how can we publish our work for free? How we finance Kurzgesagt. We've added up our earnings from 2015 through 2022. Our sources of funding change depending on opportunities and the state of the world. Early on, agency work was our main source of income. Ad revenue varies. In some years, we got more sponsorships than in others. The shop didn't exist for a long time, then it became pretty big after we launched our calendar. 62% of our revenue comes indirectly or directly from you. You watch our videos with ads, support us on Patreon, or buy from our shop. The single biggest source of income by far is our shop, that alone accounted for 40% over the last 8 years. The shop started small, but once we published our calendar for the first time in 2016, we realized it could really help us do more things, and we started producing more and more science products, from our posters to our gratitude journal or universe-scented candles. YouTube ads accounted for 13% and Patreon 9%. So without your support, we would cease to exist. Our shop and Patreon are our most important sources of revenue, and because we see ourselves as science communicators, we don't just do merch, but sciencey products that we spend hundreds of hours researching, discussing with experts, polishing up and working on directly with the manufacturers. They are part of the science story we try to tell. It also just feels good to get directly funded by you guys and give you something back for it on top of our videos. YouTube ads are a crucial part of our funding as well, but they are not within our control. Then there's paid agency work, which we stopped doing in 2022. It accounted for 9% of our revenue over the last.
My version of paid agency job is my regular job that I do. I do have a regular job, guys. But I actually do love my job. But I hope I can be able to like be a content creator, but not just like content. I want to be able to like write books, like whatever, right? But I actually want to be able to like write books, make videos, like do like research and stuff. But at this point, it takes so much time, and I'm not sure if I'm in a good place to start doing those kind of things now. So I'm just like starting small, do the things that I can do, and hopefully to also grow from there.
8 years. A lot in the beginning, not much by the end. Then there are commercial sponsors advertising products. They accounted for 12% of our revenue. We also got about 7% from German public broadcasting for the German channel, but ended this partnership in 2022. Finally, there are institutional sponsors representing about 10%. Some people take issue with this, especially Bill Gates has come under public scrutiny, and we've been criticized for even working with organizations funded by him. So let's look at this 10% in more detail. About 3% of our revenue over the last 8 years came from the Gates organizations for a wide variety of topics, often suggested by us. 5% comes from open philanthropy and is only used for specific projects. With these funds, we've started Arabic, Hindi, Korean, Japanese, Portuguese and French channels, bringing more free science content to more people. Then there's a 2-year funding for original TikTok content, which gives us freedom to explore and learn how to do short-form science communication. The final 2% came from other organizations like the Red Cross or the UN, for example. We choose institutional sponsors carefully, but if organizations want to fund videos that help us spread quality information about relevant topics, this is an easy yes for us, if we have the capacity for it. On top of that, the institutional sponsors we're working with align with our values. We have contracts with every grant giver or sponsor that bars them from editorial influence other than suggesting topic areas like global health or climate change. We agree.
That's something that also concerns me. Like when I was starting at YouTube, like, because I want to make content that I would like to make, and there are different things that are floating around in my head that I think could be of value to people. But I also know that there's like the algorithm, and then there are rules and terms of service and things like that. Rules you have to apply by, which is like every job. But at first, like trying to find a balance between what I want to do versus what I'm allowed to do, and like I imagine if maybe someday I have an offer for like a company to like do documentaries and stuff like that, like I wouldn't want that to then censor some of my ideas, or like how you have like some channels or particular programs that talk about issues, and even before you hear their take on the issue, just because it's that channel doing it, you already know their stance on it. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to just be like robotic in my assessment of things. I want to be able to like say my honest opinion, even if it's not in line with the specific company policy. But yeah, that was a segue.
Agree on video topics together, but sponsors can neither influence details nor our conclusions. The final decision always remains with us.
I like that.
And usually we develop the topics of the videos autonomously and tell the sponsor what we're doing afterwards. If you're interested in how we research our videos in detail, our head of research wrote an article about it.
I like to see
Running
that.
an educational YouTube channel is a balancing act that we take very seriously. We're doing our best to maintain this balance, adjusting whenever necessary. As a team and a company, we want to grow to give more people access to a science-based outlook on the world. This brings us to our final topic. Why are we doing Kurzgesagt? Our values and our vision. Our core mission is to spark curiosity. We want to make science and humanism accessible for as many people as possible. The effort we put into creating our videos is a way of achieving that. Our videos are beautiful because that helps to spark curiosity, to understand complex topics, and because it just feels good to create and watch. Our research is as intensive as it is, so our videos are a good simplification of very complicated topics. We want to make people excited about science so they rediscover subjects they hated in school and see how amazing they are.
So
On
that's
top of
awesome.
curiosity, we want to inspire long-term thinking and a positive, constructive
The
outlook.
animation is beautiful, by the way.
Being optimistic about the future of humanity is not mainstream, and we think this is horrible. Pessimism often sounds smart and gets more views, while optimism can sound naive But this is a bias that's not helpful for us as a species. So, despite the gloominess of many topics, we want to approach them with informed and well-researched optimism. Not brushing humanity's very real challenges aside, but also not falling into the trap of pessimism. We want to inspire you to dream a little about the glorious future that we could actually build, but only if we believe it's possible. In the long run, we don't only want to do this on YouTube. The idea is for
your immune system is more dangerous than you think. I have a video about that. You should go watch it. And then about the positive versus being negative. I'm actually an optimist. I tend to see the bright side of situations, even though they might not be entirely bright on first assessment. But I do believe that whatever it is we put our mind to as humans, we can and we will achieve it if we come together and actually try to achieve something. That's why I worry when we set our minds on like hurting each other, because we achieve that too. But yeah, I believe the future is bright, and I believe we do have a future and things to look forward to. Life is worth living.
For Kurzgesagt to be a positive influence across more media. On our TikTok channel, in the long-form content we're exploring, in apps, in the VR game that will be released later this year, and the games we plan to make in the future.
Oh my God,
our shop is a central part of this vision. We start our stories with a video and end them with a poster. There are
By the way, this shirt is just a coincidence. I didn't pack so many things like when I on my little humble vacation, but I packed the shirt. I actually got it at as a science something in my neighborhood, and they had like simulations and VR machines about like the solar system that looked kind of just like this, and it was pretty awesome. And I went there with my girlfriend, and we got like this shirt. It was like a souvenir from their store. But yeah, it's just really good. I appreciate that.
So many things we want to do. And thanks to you watching this right now, we have the freedom to work to the best of our knowledge and ability. In the end, we hope you like what we offer and that we'll be doing something worthwhile for as long as we exist. And hopefully, we'll have a lasting impact by making science and learning more fun for as many people as possible.
Amen to that.
If you personally want to help us do this, you can watch and share our videos, check out our shop, become a Patreon, or give us an ad blocker exception.
Or make a reaction video to them also showing support.
Exist because of you, and you have no idea how much we appreciate that you're here. And hopefully, we're less of a black box now. In any case, doing Kurzgesagt for a decade has been a pretty crazy ride. And so, from the whole team, thank you so much for being with us all these years.
Wow, that was nice. I really enjoyed the video. It was it's even encouraging to me also, because like starting out the YouTube thing, you see my very first video. I'm not, even till now, I'm not entirely sure what I want to, like, which direction I'm really taking this channel in. Someone asked me what my channel is about, and I was like, really anything that sparks my interest. But I'm not just rambling, and I don't want to just like be rambling to nobody. It's actually encouraging when I see like people actually watching the video and liking. It's like, oh, okay, so maybe I'm not just wasting my time here. Maybe this actually like worth something. I know, like, oh, right now we have about 70 subscribers. That's incredible. That's incredible, because like I don't know so many people, like, and I'm not like particularly like close to like 70 people, but to see 70 subscribers, that's really encouraging to me, and it's really, yeah, encouraging, like I've said a million times already. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate you sticking to the end of the video through my awkwardness and all the gimmicky things that I'm doing. But at the core of it, I guess I'm just trying to put some value out there, and hopefully that comes across, if not in this video, in the future videos also. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please share the video and watch the video and like the video if you do like it. And yeah, thanks. Bye.